I think we've watched a lot of film just to show them our spacing and why we're getting ourselves in trouble. And we've gone against pressure live quite a bit the last couple of days.
When you look at Wilmington, do they mirror their coaches' mentality, effort, energy? He goes hard all the time.
Yeah, they do. I mean, Kevin, as you know, has been around a long time and had a lot of success at a lot of different levels. And without a doubt, I mean, his teams, they play hard. You know, in many ways, I don't mean this as anything derogatory or negative, you know, they play 11, 12 guys, and they all look the same in many regards, in that they're going to get up under you. They all can make a shot. They all can take you off the dribble, and they're going to play at a high level, a high intensity level that you have to try to use to your advantage.
How do you think your team's been against the press this year? Is this going to be the best press you've seen so far?
We have not been good. We've not been good. Is it the best? I mean, we'll see. I think everyone is different. The thing about what they do is they show you different kinds of presses. It can be a diamond, it can be multiple zone presses, it can be straight hard man-to-man, it can be man-to-man running job. And so they mix it up. So it's not just like one set, oh, let's work against the press, because they mix it up so much on how they try to attack you.
How do you like your press? I know you guys usually open up with some sort of a press, and we don't see it a lot later on. How do you like your press?
I think it's been okay.
What is it that needs to get better for?
Every part of it. I mean, there's different reasons why you press. Sometimes you press to create turnover. Sometimes you press to take time off the clock, so they have less time to run their offense. Sometimes you press with the anticipation of wearing them down later. And so you just got to be better at causing all of those things.
Do you think that's a bigger deal this season because of the 30-second shot clock, or?
I don't think so. I think going into the year, I may have said this to you guys, you know, every coach in America was talking about we're going to give a three-quarter court press and fall back to his own. And I think for the most part, I don't think the shot clock has changed. Once you get into it, you are who you are.
You mentioned their diamond. Is it that Louisville diamond, that Patino diamond?
Yeah, it's the exact same thing.
With study period finals right around the corner, is this the
Not
toughest?
around the corner, it's here.
Yeah. Is this the toughest time of the year to be a coach?
It's probably tougher to be a player than it is to be a coach, just because, as you indicated, I mean, I think that the general public, I say this to Rich Shabak on the radio all the time, like the general public, you know, you see games, you think about games, but, you know, our team is going through the same stresses, pressures that every student is going through right now. And exams are rough, whether you're an athlete or not, whether you play basketball or another sport. You know, this is a difficult time of year to be a student. And so now you add the added pressure of your sport. And so it makes it rough for them. And so, you know, we're cognizant of that. We try to, as much as we can, have productive, I don't want to say quick, but productive practices and make sure they understand, okay, now go do some work.
Academically, how hard is it to acclimate your guys not to procrastinate like most younger students do?
The same as any other 17, 18 to 22-year-old. I mean, motivating 17 to 22-year-old boys to do anything, with the exception of a few things, you know, can be difficult. You know? But at the same time, they understand what we are like. You know, and they understand that and when I say they, I mean myself, my staff, as well as the kids, that this is a difficult time, that they do have obligations. They have to be good in there, they have to be good up the hill, and both are very important.
Do you think that in the past few years with what happened to Josh and what happened to Greg, that serves as a further reminder of like how important this is, that you pay attention to what you have to do with your studies for some guys? I
hope so. You know, I hope so. I mean, if you look at the history of this program, that's not indicative of who we are. And they understand that's not who we are. And so, you know, I think they looked at that and, you know, we probably are, we probably are on them a little harder, you know, but I think everything will be okay.
Bradley said taking some losses early may have been kind of a blessing in disguise. The team got stronger together and try to work on things. When you lose to a team like Radford, does it make it as a coach? You know, we're playing UNC Wilmington, we're playing some of the teams coming up. It's not hard to get. Is it easier to get their attention, even though the school doesn't say Duke or Wisconsin? The fact that
I think that a lot of times, and it's maybe important for this time of year, winning can mask deficiencies, and you lose a couple and the introspection that you go through is heightened. And so I would rather have a bad win than a loss. But that being said, hopefully time will tell. I don't think that our guys, I don't think we went into Radford thinking, we're just going to do the show. I don't think I'll stop this short of saying I know we're not going to go into Saturday's game with that. I mean, in many ways, Radford's a veteran team. This is a veteran team. They've got guys that have been around the barn a few times and they know what to do. And so our guys understand that. That being said, I think we're better today than we were then.
Bradley he's obviously gotten a lot of attention. He was sort of hard on himself just now about saying he needs to improve his defense. What have you seen from the first 8 games for his defense, and has it gotten better?
Well, he's in a lot of situations now that he's not used to, and his defense does have to get better, and he can. And one thing about him, I've said throughout this year, he cares. It's not just lip service. He's not just saying that because, that sounds good if I say that. He cares and he understands, and you watch film with him and you show him situations or mistakes made, how to get better. And he tries, and he gives an honest effort. He's an honest student. He's an honest student.
What have you seen from Jesse? What has he been doing well, and what does he need to work on?
And Jesse's still figuring it out. He's still figuring it out, but he will. I mean, he's very talented. I think just if anything, to understand the pace and the hardness that's needed. With Jesse, it's not about skill level or understanding, because he has both of those. It's more so, this is a lot different than Wings Academy. And I have to, every possession, offensively and defensively, be alert, be attentive, give 100%.
Returning to Hayes, he admitted that he was horrible early on in ball screen action, maybe the first 2 games and gotten better. Do you agree with that assessment?
I do. He's gotten a lot better. Still has a ways to go. But I think he's understanding, just spacing and positioning, which we've worked a lot on his footwork, on the different schemes, whether we're hedging, whether we're showing, different ways we play it. I think he's getting better.
After playing a lot, well, maybe a lot, but starting a bunch as a freshman, last year kind of took more of a backseat role. How important has Reggie Cameron been to this team, and did you expect this?
I think he's been very important. Reg is finding his groove, and the thing that I've been most pleased with Reggie is his defense. He's I don't want to call him, he's been a sieve in the past, but as right now, his defense has been pretty good. And, he's a shooter who's making shots now. Last year he was almost like a freshman, thinking too much, worried about too much, but now, he's back there, he's confident. And when he releases it, I think it's going in. And more often than not, it has. So having him, getting back to being himself has been a big plus.
What's Paul's health status? Is he good to go, or are you still working him back in?
No, he's not 100%. I mean, I think he played last game.
Yeah.
I mean, he played. But he's still, it's not 100%. It's a slow process.
A few weeks removed now, looking back at that first week of games, do you think the schedule is too tough to start maybe, or do you think it is what it is?
No, I don't know if I do it again. And particularly with having to rely on so many freshmen, sophomores. Now that being said, at the end of the day, it may be what was best for this team, you know, but losing hurts hard. And so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'd do it again. I'm not, I know that, you know, but I'm not saying I'd never do it again, because if you have the right group, it's great, it's fun.
Yeah.
And I don't know that it was bad for this week. I don't know that it was bad for this week. Time will tell.
So you weren't channeling your inner Don Chaney when you set that schedule up with John Chaney?
No, I need to maybe go back to my inner John Thompson. Get some.
Get St. Leo back.
I don't want to use that name.
Anything else, guys?
A couple of nights sitting in my home, I was like, I should have done that. You know, but I mean, you guys have watched, and if you put together a schedule that is not perceived as being as challenging, you know, then yeah, you get to play a lot of different people, put a lot of different people in different situations. You can tinker more. You play the schedule we played. To a certain extent, I still ended up doing that. You know, but you end up 1-3. So we'll see how everything ends up. You know, we played a lot of people, a lot of minutes this year. A lot of people have gotten substantive minutes against good teams in key situations. So conventional wisdom says that'll help down the line. So.